good, everybody? It's your boy, Baby Thug, and we back with another banger like always. Now, look, remember, like, comment, subscribe, and look, man, we're back with another episode today of Life After Prison. And you guys see the episode. We got my co-host today, and we're gonna be asking him a couple myths and everything about prison, man. Let's go with it, man. Go ahead, man. Go ahead and introduce yourself again, pops.
What's up, man? Lil Slugger. Ogden, born and raised, just did 15 years, 1 year minus.
You already know. Now, look, man, this is gonna be a normal thing with me and my pops going on. We're gonna be doing these little episodes, these little shows and shit with each other. We're getting good positive feedback on the channel with him. He just got a big shout out from a big YouTuber that blew up out of Utah. Also came out of the Utah State Prison, was locked up with my hood pops. His name goes by Burner 420. I wanted to tell you that, pops. He gave you a shout out and shit. But man,
What's
let's
up,
get up into
Burner?
the episode.
For sure. Tom
Uh,
Lincoln, man. Tom Lincoln.
yep.
Reach
All right.
out.
So, first question is first question. Okay, first question is how is it true that these older generations and older prison gangs are able to sit here and manipulate these youngsters and get their way and get prison ran the way they want to? How does that go?
It's just like a company. It's just like anything else. When you get hired on, or when you come to the hood, you a little homie. You kind of ain't got no choice. You still got baby legs. You still got to do what you got to do.
Hello. Hold up. Let me see. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Why did this always? Okay, we got him back. Okay, we're back. All right. Now, what were you saying, pops? Yeah. Come on, Travi. Hey, hey, is your mic muted? All right, now we're good.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, it's like I said, it's like when you first get hired onto a job or come to the hood, you don't know everything. So you look for somebody older to tell you what you're supposed to do. In my case, I watched a lot. I ain't really asked too many questions because I know how people are. People are manipulators in all aspects of life. So yeah, you an older holder, you you got a lot of influence. You got what you say, little homie's gonna believe because you've been doing this for longer. So little homie's gonna listen to what you say. And half the time that's not the hood's agenda. Half the time that's a personal agenda. And
Okay.
that's where everything gets fucked up.
Okay, and I was gonna say this right here. So, how does it go when it comes to prisoners, being able to have their way in prison, smuggle shit in and shit? Is it easy, or is it all just like how is it?
I'll say this, it happens in every institution across the whole world. Always gonna be a wiggle. Somebody always gonna find a way to get in. Somebody always gonna be there to help. So it happens on a daily basis.
Okay. And so let's talk about the fanatization and reality of gang life. Is so it really is just a facade, or what do you think it is when it comes to when people give these crazy hood stories and make it sound like it's glorifiable?
I wouldn't say all of it's a facade. It's a it's your own personal form of therapy. You know what I'm saying? You got something missing or you're angry and they're a group of people, whichever group you choose that, 9 times out of 10 going through the same thing. They missing something, they don't know who they are, they angry, or they bored. And sometimes that's just how it all lays out. I wouldn't say it's a facade. It's the way people put it out there like they chose this off the jump and this is what God made me to do. No, this is your free will in action. This is you choosing to do this. This is you choosing the decisions that you make, or the end result is what you're gonna get. So I want to say it's a facade. I'll say it's a learning curve. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? A lot of people can't move past that curve. They stay right there at the stop sign. So once you can figure out what's wrong with you, once you can start digging deep into yourself and finding out who you are and why you do the things you do, only after that can you correct yourself.
Okay.
Then you can find out who you are and you could grow from there. A lot of people ain't ready to put in the hard work and have to look into the mirror and dig deep into their past and their emotional trauma and physical traumas, that they just stay where they're at. They just stay angry. They stay hurt.
Okay. And how do you feel when it comes to, these organizations being able to use their power to manipulate their families to commit these acts also to benefit their agenda and their status in the city, in their hood?
Um, Man, I did it to all my little brothers. You know what I'm saying, I'm not an innocent party. I look at all my little cousins and my little brother, every little homie I come in contact with, because I was stuck at the curb. I wasn't ready to let go of my anger. I wasn't ready to dig deep into my past and deal with all my own bullshit. So it's fucked up when you think back on it. Like, everything I gave you, everything I give Littlefoot and Kobe, all the advice and all the love I give y'all, I wish I could have gave to my little brother. My little brother would probably be a different person. My little brother probably wouldn't have to be going through the feds, prison. You know what I'm saying? Having my little brother stabbed, my brother, baby Slug, been stabbed twice. Like,
Yeah.
jumped multiple times. Like, those are things that don't sit right with me at night. And that's something I got to deal with because of the manipulation and the lifestyle that I showed them.
Yeah. So you feel like if you would have, so there was that one point in your career where you were that person that was leading people down a different type of road, saying, here's a 45, nigga, let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. I took two little homies to prison with me this last time. You know what I'm saying? And that's something I gotta
Okay.
deal with. That's something I'm gonna have to face, and I gotta make I gotta make better decisions and restore those relationships. Like, I can't look, I can never look Littlefoot's mama in the eyes and be like, "Yeah, I'm the reason why your son went to prison."
Yeah.
Someday, when I'm strong enough, when I'm in a far better place than I am now, that's a conversation I have to have. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have
And
to face his mother someday.
yeah.
I have to make that right.
And then I had another question right here. This was something that one of the subscribers had asked me on our last interview. He said he just wanted to know what's something that you seen that was a tragic physical altercation in prison that really opened your eyes and made you either change or realize you had to become a beast.
My first, I'll say my first 8 weeks on A West. Uh, I was 18 years old, 217 pounds, no muscle, just a little fat nigga rolling up to the pen, thinking I was the shit. I had my ass whooped multiple times on multiple occasions, and after every whooping, though, I learned something new. I realized, like, this shit ain't a joke. This ain't DT no more. These is grown men. It's either time to leave all this shit alone, or it's time to boss up, get big, get tough.
Okay.
That so I'll say that was my first experience in prison. I was like, okay, this isn't a joke. Like, ain't nobody out here finna play with you. Ain't nobody out here about to baby you. You really gonna have to go
Okay.
through some shit. Too bad for
All
me.
right. No.
I was the only homie from the hood on the third tier, so I was all by myself. So as anytime I got in a fight, it was just me,
Yeah.
and that's kind of how. After that, I built my little career. Like fuck it, I'm gonna just get big as fuck and just ask any weird questions. Anybody get aggressive? Fuck it, we could get it.
Yeah. Okay. So this is gonna be my next question right here. Um, what did it do to you mentally or physically the first time you had to, physically assault somebody with a weapon in prison? Or hold on, or
It
hold on, or hold on. Or is it any different from assaulting somebody on the streets with a weapon?
Nah, it's a decision you make, a choice somebody hands you, or the mentality that every opposition is met with brute force. Like if we get into it, we start having an argument. I ain't about to let you get up and leave and go get your homies. I ain't about to let you leave and go get you a weapon. Whatever we gotta say or whatever we gotta do, we was gonna do right here, right now. But the first time, it it was just like out here. It's nothing different. You just in a confined space, and you always thinking like, shit, I gotta go back to max, so I might as well make it worth it. Unfortunately, that's how you catch more cases. Unfortunately, that's how you don't go home. But in the moment, you think this is what I gotta do. I'm not gonna allow myself to look weak. I'm not gonna allow my homies to look weak. I'm not gonna allow the legacy of my neighborhood to look weak. And really, at the same time, you putting your family on the back burner. You putting your freedom on the back burner. So when you get to the back,
Okay.
those are the things you think about. When you in a hole, when you in Supermax, and you ain't got shit, no TV, no nothing, that's the shit you got to think about.
Okay. So I got this question right here. That so after getting sent to max, or after just being in prison after all these years, did you ever run? Because this is a question Baby Travi told me to ask you. My producer right there, my producer you're with. So he told me to ask you, was there anybody you ever ran across in prison that either gave you some good game that stuck with you, or like just told you like, yo, like this ain't it, like is there one forgotten somebody that in there that gave you some type of good knowledge? If so, give us his name.
Well, there's many, man. There's a lot, man. Shout out my boy Chicago. He an older brother. Play chess with him every morning. We sit there, drink our coffee, quiet, and play chess all morning. But and he from Chirac. He grew up in the '80s out there. Thugging where dudes was getting shot every day, all day, and just not even nothing he told me. It's just how he is, how he moves. Like to be that humble and know you that nigga, like it. That shit's amazing. Humility when you know you a beast and you ain't out there always flexing or bullying somebody. Like to me, that's gangster. To know I could crush you anytime I feel like it and never walk around like that. Never walk around all flexed up and just bullying whoever you can because you can. Like that. To be around him for the years I was around him, like it showed me like this is how you should be. This is how real OGs should carry themselves. Like that's on some man shit.
Okay. And this is another question Baby Travi told me to ask you. um what would you have for somebody that's either going through and about to fight a case, or somebody that's already in prison and wanting to change?
I said this on my last one, man, therapy. You know what I'm saying? People joke and clown. Mental health is a real struggle. Mental health is a killer. Oh, once you start digging deep into yourself, man, You start to figure out where the problems are, where the holes are, things you have to face in yourself, and you grow from there. That shit makes you a different person. It changed your whole vibe. I've been so angry and hurt my whole life that anytime somebody mildly offended me, they ain't could have I could have just met somebody and I could take a mild offense to something they say or the way they move, that I was already so mad and angry and hurt that that shit would put me over the edge every time. And it ain't got nothing to do with them. Since I started working on myself and building a foundation and digging deep in my Bible, like I realized those ain't other people's problems. Other people shouldn't have to deal with my trauma. That's a me problem. That's a problem I need to go solve. That's a problem that I need to work on. Like nobody want
Hmm.
to be around that nigga. Nobody want an angry, temperamental person around all the time. You see that nigga, everybody like, fuck nigga, let's go. That's about to be a problem, nigga. Let's go.
Yeah.
So work
All
on,
right, and then
dig deep in yourself, man. Find out what's wrong with you. And can't nobody in this whole world say that they ain't got a problem, that they don't got something they need to work on.
nobody's perfect.
For sure. We
And
all
so I was
broken.
gonna say this: would you say church is a type of therapy for you,
For
at least?
sure. For sure. Uh Anything, man. Buddhism, Hindu, whatever you do that's gonna make you a better person, a better father, a better son, a better friend, a better man, do that shit. No matter what it is. However you find yourself or wherever you find guidance and enlightenment, do that. I don't care what it is. For me, it is God. For me, it is my Bible. For me, it is my church.
Okay. And then Travi, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Do you got a question you want to ask the homie?
you already asked them, man.
I bet. Well, I bet. I got something then. What's some advice you could give this young nigga on camera right now?
Humble yourself. Humble yourself. Everything ain't always got to be out there for everybody to see. We had these conversations all the time, boy. You know what I'm saying? When you could get to that level to where you know you that nigga, everybody don't need to know you that nigga. You doing your motherfucking thing and I fucking love it. Like I told you last time, man, that shit brings pride to my heart. That shit makes me happy to see motherfuckers that I seen out there thugging in the streets doing better than me. If that shit ain't love, I don't know what is. Just need to lighten up on being so far out there. Humility is
Yeah,
the greatest attribute you could have.
that's true. All right, so I wanted to ask this question right here. They say this a lot with Utah prison. Are Mexican gangs the biggest gang out here, or how does it run on the yard?
No, not at all. It's my personal opinion. It's the Bloods and the Crip is the biggest car out there. They got about 27 hoods from every city. That means they got the numbers. Uh, Mexican gangs make up a good percent of the population, but they're not the biggest by far.
Okay. So what's one of the biggest prison riots you've seen pop off?
Um, 2016. At the time, I wasn't even with the homies. I was just on my own, doing my own little thing for about 22 months. And I was with the Latin Kings. I live with King Anxious. Shout out my boy, man. I love that nigga. Uh, he had the keys to the whole yard for the Latin Kings, and we just barely come out of Max. Pull up in the section. He had two more of his homies there, and this is exactly our 30th day out. The GDs called him to the yard, and he got dipped pitchforks on his face, which is disrespectful to the folks. Shout out to folks, y'all niggas know I love y'all. Uh, but I'm the type of person where if I live with you and I eat with you, and you my people, I ain't about to let nobody stab you. I ain't about to let nobody jump you. By all means, I'm gonna let you handle your business as a man. But they wanted him to go out there, and so I went with him. We ended up 5-on-6 in the middle of the yard. Uh, Niggas was swinging crutches, stopwatches, razor blades. Uh, it was a nice little go round for a minute. But it was about 11 of us out there on the yard fighting.
Okay. Now, this was a question asked by one of the subscribers. They said they wanted to know what's the best or go-to meal straight after a workout in prison for
You
you.
always got to go with Jack Mac.
What's that?
It's a fish, mackerel. You got to sardines is alright too, but you get a lot more Jack Mac for your dollar. Hit that little 1,000 burpees, 45 minutes on the weights, tear off the top and just smash a whole bag of mackerel.
All right, and what's something you would throw together for you and your celly? Say you guys are kicking in the cell, chilling. You guys want to spread or something, make a dessert. What's something you going to?
Nachos is always the go-to in prison. Tortilla chips, beans, cheese, sausage, hot pickle. If you could splurge a little bit, you get yourself a little jar of jalapenos. That's the prison staple. That's the go-to.
And what's the craziest thing you've seen get snuck in on the yard from either a CO or an inmate?
It's got to be a cell phone.
That's it.
That's it. That's that's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Like it's very
If you
rarely you find a nigga with a phone.
All right, look, I want you guys to go watch Renegade Media. I don't know if you've already been watching his channel, Pops. I sent you a couple of his videos. Um, but he just talked about on this video about this Latin King, right? Since we're talking about the Latin Kings, he said this Latin King named Smiley from California, he just died, and so and he was made in the anime too. So they all threw a funeral for him, whatever. Nobody showed up, and the anime got mad because they felt like the senoras or something should have showed up. But I guess Smiley didn't have no motherfucking family or nothing. But I guess the commission and everything from the anime put up a bunch of money and everything, and they had a funeral and got his body claimed and everything because nobody was there to claim his body. Um, how do you feel about that, knowing that he was a really loved person in with his hood and that the big his big homies or whatever the fuck they are, and and come to find out when he dies from an overdose, he had no family to claim his body. The inmate had to have somebody from the outside claim his body. Like, how do you feel knowing that type of information?
Well, you just gotta think about it. Like, how long is your family gonna put up with your bullshit? How long should they suffer for your bullshit? Everybody say family first, and that's not the way it always is. 9 times out of 10, motherfuckers is hella selfish and too worried about their image to really care about that shit. Uh, I lost my grandma and my great aunt. Those two women raised me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I forfeited the last of their years to go back to gangbanging again in 2016. You know what I'm saying? I caught two new cases and turned my 8 into 11. That's
Yeah.
selfish. I was too worried about my image and what a bunch of dudes on the yard thought about how I was living and how I was walking in prison. Like, if I could have made it home, I could have spent time with them before they was gone. I forfeited that. I gave that up willingly. I made my decision consciously to go back to gangbanging, knowing that I would never see my grandmother again. So how you think they feel out here in the world when they gotta support you? They gotta take care of you. You know what I'm saying? That, and you don't think they don't feel like, damn, this motherfucker don't give a fuck about me? This motherfucker don't care about us? This nigga don't love his kids? You know what I'm saying? Even a mama can only take so much. especially when if they don't come from this side of the fence and they don't know what this world's like, and they ain't never done nothing out here in the streets like that. Like I can see how they can give up on their people. I ain't saying that's right. I'm just saying I can understand. I could put myself in their shoes and I could see how you could get them feelings and them thoughts like I'm done. I'm not doing this no more. I ain't taking care of this man no more. And then you a grown ass man. You supposed to be out here taking care of them.
Yeah. But I'm a commemorate to the amen though for at least coming together and showing there was at least some kind of unity for them to put something together for him. You know what I mean? So rest in peace, Smiley. From Latin Kings. Whoever I think it was 8th Street Latin Kings or whatever. But rest in peace, that nigga. Um, yeah, man, and that's the crazy part about it. Would you say that's just what comes with the gang? Like that's what you can expect is just dying lonely and ain't nobody there in the end. And if you're lucky, if you do have a celebrated funeral,
If you lucky, man. If you lucky, I'm saying that you're right. I commend them for that too. Ain't a lot of people that got that much pull or that much money to do for their people like that. And even if they did, half of them wouldn't. So that's that's honorable. But for so many of us out here, that's not the case. That's not how it's gonna happen for you. Ain't nobody gonna be there to get your body. Ain't nobody gonna be there unless it's your mama, unless it's your kids. So you gonna trade a funeral with nobody there and some hood money, or you want your family to be the ones to bury you. Your family to be the one to claim your body. God forbid that's how it turns out. But there you go, put that in perspective. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? He got claimed and he got buried. Like, cool. But he ain't had no family around him.
yeah. Now I wanted to end it with this right here. Let's end it with on the God side of things. If you want to end it with either a prayer, a shout out, or something, you're good with the prayers or whatever. I don't know. So if you want to, how you want to end it, let me know.
Man, I'm gonna suggest that everybody get in Proverbs and Psalms, man. I lived in Proverbs and Psalms for a long time. I still read my Proverbs and Psalms almost every day. You know what I'm saying? Dig deep in your Bible. It's a it's a beautiful thing when you can find peace. And like I said, if the Bible and God ain't for you, find something, man. But I ain't too good with the prayers. Shout outs, man. You already know Trap Island Records. Shout out my
Yeah.
boy Sammy Otto, Bobby Phoenix, Chosen, Kingdom Music all together. I love y'all, man. Y'all go in peace, man. Be safe. Think about your decisions. All you gotta
And
do is
and
say no.
yep, that's true. And I wanted to give a shout out to my producer. Let's put him back on camera for a minute. Let's put my producer back on camera. Baby Travi, go ahead, talk your shit for a minute. Talk your shit. Talk your shit. Let them
Man,
know.
everybody subscribe, man. Subscribe, man. We're trying to hit 3K. Run
You
the
already
views
know,
up.
man. Hey, Baby Travi right there is the reason this interview happened tonight. Shout out to the production team. I'm in a
Shout
whole
out.
different city and I still had this shit go down. This is how we do it. You see, not a lot of people are committed to their dreams like we are. We get this shit cracking, man. So look, this goes to say hard work, dedication, have a good ass work ethic and a good team and down motherfuckers that stay down, it pays off in the end. I love you guys. It's your
What
boy
I tell
Baby
you?
Thugger and
What I
shit.
always tell you?
It, I already know. Mind right, game tight, can't lose.
Can't lose.
You already know. And look, all my subscribers, you guys need to start saying that. Even if you're fucking your bitch and you gotta tell her when you fucking, tell her mind right, game tight, can't lose. Guarantee she'll bust some. Either that or call her a good girl and slap the shit out of her. Either way, let's go. It's your boy. We
I'm gonna
out.
beat
It
your
was a
ass.
good
I'm gonna beat
episode.
your
Get
ass.
ready for next week's episode. This was only what? Part two? Part three. Whatever. We'll run the numbers up next time. We out. Bye.
Yeah.